Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we will be making 3 different kinds of face masks which will serve different purposes: to soothe, to exfoliate, and to mineralize. To use these, you simply need to activate them with some moisture, and there are many different possibilities which I will show you later in this video. Kaolin clay is hands down my favorite type of clay because it is the most gentle one out there while still being effective at absorbing oil. Clay masks have been used for thousands of years since antiquity by the Egyptians, the Chinese, and Native American tribes to purify and soothe the skin. Kaolin clay is not only appreciated in skincare but also in pottery making to make porcelain. As a result of being first discovered and made in China, now porcelain dishware is sometimes simply called china. Let's start with our first mask, which will be the soothing one with white kaolin clay, pink kaolin clay, coconut powder, and colloidal oats, which is always a super ingredient to soothe the skin. Making clay masks are very simple. You just measure and mix all the powdered ingredients together. To make the powdered mix even more aesthetically pleasing, you can gently grind the ingredients together using a mortar and pestle. This ensures the ingredients are all evenly distributed and won't clump up. Excuse the mess here. Our next clay mask will be the exfoliating one with white kaolin clay, coconut powder, turmeric, and jojoba beads. I really like having coconut powder in these masks because it makes the mask creamier, more fragrant, and more gentle. The exfoliating action will come from the smooth jojoba beads and fine turmeric powder. This time I tried to fill the jar using a funnel, which kind of worked until the tube got stuck. Last but not least, let's make our mineralizing mask with white kaolin clay, kelp powder, and blue spirulina powder. Seaweed powders like kelp are great because they contain many important minerals like iodine, potassium, magnesium, calcium, iron, and these minerals are important to help maintain a healthy skin barrier. I love the smell of seaweed, but if you don't, then maybe skip that one. If you can't find kelp powder, any other seaweed powder will do. An alternative to blue spirulina will be green spirulina or chlorella powder, which are easier to find. I just had blue spirulina and I love the final color this mask has. This time I was wiser when filling up the jar and made my own little funnel with just a piece of paper. Like I mentioned before, there are many possibilities to get creative to activate the mask. The simplest way would be with water, preferably distilled water, but I love to use hydrosols because they have a lower pH, which is more compatible to our skin, and they add a beautiful scent. I also like adding glycerin to masks because it will make it less drying and go on the face smoother. For each mask, I just add 1 teaspoon of glycerin, and how much water I add really depends on how well the powders can absorb the water. For the seaweed mask, for example, I typically need a little bit more water than I do for the turmeric and oat masks. I also like to do a multi-mask situation where I apply the mineralizing mask on my T-zone to help against acne and blackheads, some of the soothing mask on my cheek area, which is typically drier and more sensitive than the rest of my face, and lastly I apply the exfoliating mask on my jawline to help with acne and brightening. I also think this mask would be great for the T-zone area. You can also mix the masks together. For example, I mixed the yellow exfoliating mask with the blue mineralizing one, and I got the prettiest green color. Now I am so curious, which mask do you want to try? Would you try all of them? Is there one in particular that stood out to you? I think they look so cute in these little jars with corkscrew, and these would be perfect gifts for someone you love. After a clay mask, I like to moisturize my face with a cream. If you would like some inspiration on how to make your very own cream, check out this next video.